The fact that it is a small school gives your student opportunity to meet other students. Even though you might think that you want them to go to a really, really big school where there are, thousands of students or even hundreds within a graduating class, the fact that it's a small school means that your student will meet other kids, will still be able to find their tribe, so to speak.
I'm Agnes Stowicki, Managing Editor with Our Kids. We're speaking with insiders from Canada's leading private and independent schools to bring you insights into school programs, culture, traditions, and leadership. This includes insights from parents, alumni, and administration. This is the Our Kids Insider Perspective.
We chose Hudson College firstly by narrowing down the schools that we thought would be appropriate for our son and would be a good fit. From there, we brought our son in. He met with some of the students, he met with the head of school, and he did that for 3 different schools in the Toronto area. Ultimately, we left the choice to our son, and he is the one who chose Hudson College. I would say mostly based on the experience that he had with the students who would ultimately become his classmates. Our son has found a supportive environment at Hudson. He really likes many of the teachers and the administrative faculty that are there. I think he generally feels well supported and particularly when it comes to math and science, he feels really well challenged and again supported by the teachers who are there. He gets his questions answered. He is really engaged in the science and the math curriculum. The guidance counselor there is absolutely phenomenal and has really helped set him up for success in his university applications. Our child has found a sense of community with his fellow classmates. Again, the biggest reason why he selected Hudson College over the other 2 schools that we looked at in the Toronto area was the students. He has found a really great group of kids, both boys and girls, and he also has a really wonderful network of teachers and administrative staff who've helped him. So I think that that is probably the thing that he appreciates the most about Hudson College. The thing that we appreciate the most about Hudson College is the guidance counselor. She is phenomenal. She has been able to advise our son on course selection, on what would set him up best for success in his university applications. Our son was accepted into 12 universities in both the United States and in Canada. He had some amazing choices in front of him, and I attribute most of that to the assistance that we got from the guidance counselor there. I would also say that he has had a really supportive network of teachers who have lifted him up when he has found the challenges to be perhaps a little bit more than he thinks he can handle. And so that has really been an extraordinary find at Hudson. We really liked the international trips. I was surprised that they were as long as they were. They actually extend to be a little bit longer than the spring break or the March break that's allotted. So it gives the students an opportunity to dive in deep in the countries where the trips go. The teachers were outstanding. That was one of the aspects of the school's value system and really their strengths that were highlighted when we were interviewing schools. And we found that the teachers were quite supportive. They provided our son with guidance. They provided him with additional tips and tricks for how to do well. They provided him with the necessary support to succeed. So that is one place where they put their money where their mouth was. The parents that we've interacted with, and I will qualify this by saying there have only been a handful of them, really just intensely cared about their children and wanted the best for their students. I think our son is particularly proud of the caliber of universities to which he was accepted when he applied this year. He was accepted to 12 universities in US and Canada. He was accepted into honors programs at many of those schools. And I think that that is really a point of pride for him. I think he was also quite proud of really doing pretty well in some of his science courses, particularly the ones that were offered in the third term, which is a compressed term. And I think it's one thing to succeed in physics, for example, or chemistry in a full year long course. It's quite another to do well in those courses when they're on an accelerated timetable. We've had wonderful interactions with the teachers as well as with the guidance counselor at Hudson. I think that they are very supportive of our son as well as the other students. So I think if you are going to send your student to Hudson College, it definitely is in your better interest and in your students' better interest to connect with the teachers, to have those conversations, to participate in the conferences each term, even if you know the teacher, even if you've had loads of conversations with them in the past, take that opportunity to get to know them, get to know what's going on in the classroom. And I think the same goes for interacting with the guidance counselor as well. Really just having that opportunity to connect and say, where is my student? Where are they going? What have you talked with them about in terms of course selection and their progress? What is left for them to do? I think that as long as you engage with them, they will engage back. And I think that they're quite open to that conversation. I think the size of the school is a plus. The fact that it is a small school gives your student opportunity to meet other students. Even though you might think that you want them to go to a really, really big school where there are, thousands of students or even hundreds within a graduating class, the fact that it's a small school means that your student will meet other kids, will still be able to find their tribe, so to speak. There's a nice diverse population. So I think the size of the school and the students that attend are a big reason. The second big reason to recommend Hudson is the guidance counselor there. She's phenomenal. She is engaged with her students. She is looking to do the best thing, the right thing for each and every one of those students. I can't speak highly enough of the guidance counselor who's there. And then the third would be the teaching faculty. The teachers there care about their students. They care about how well they're doing. They care about their well-being. And those are the three biggest reasons why I would recommend Hudson. I think you absolutely have to involve your student both in the interview and consideration phase and most heavily in the decision-making phase of it. A student that goes to a private school needs to be bought in that that is the right selection for them, that that's the right choice. And what I found interesting when we were looking at private schools for our son is that really he had a different take and a different perspective on what he wanted and what he thought he would appreciate about Hudson as well as the other two schools that we considered, especially if you're looking at a private school for the upper school or for the high school. It really gives them a first glimpse into what it's going to be like to choose a university. Ultimately, I would expect that you would give your student, your child, the opportunity to select their university, and putting them through their paces, so to speak, to select their private school for high school really gives them a window into what that consideration set will be when they get to the university level selection, both in terms of where they apply and where they ultimately attend.
For more information about this school, you can visit their profile at ourkids.net.